Welcome, respected sadhakas, respected shishyas of the Gurus, wonderful bhaktas of Paramatma, shrotas of the Shastras, jignasus of the truth, mumukshus from the samsara bandhana, sevakas of the world, sthapakas of the dharma. These 6 7 identities of ours have to be strengthened. Anything other than this is destructive for us also, for the world also. So may we grow in these. Every one of them are sacred, liberating. Such wonderful Vyaktitvas are getting Vikasita in all of us, all of you. Hence, you discover or deserve that respects and salutations. Keep it up. Let us do again our pranams to Shruti Mata to guide us and to bless us in such a manner that guidance is understood by us, accepted by us, and then implemented by us. So too, may we surrender to Guru Tattva, Guru Parampara, Swaguru, and tune to him such a manner that the sadhanas, disciplines indicated by him, we are perfectly, properly doing without any compromise. Then let us salute the various devatas with gratitude and a pratigna done to them that the Shaktis given by them will be used for the Dharma Moksha only, not for anything else. Very essential pratigna it is and to be fulfilled. Then the Krupa of the Devatas will be enhanced and we at all our faculty level will be more and more strong and intact, which is very, very essential. Then let us salute the Ishvara. Him we ask only one thing: remove this curtain of delusion and illusion. Inner delusion, outer illusion. माया और मोह का पर्दा पूरी तरह से हटा दें. This is what our prayer every moment to that Ishvara. To the Parabrahma, our salutations and requests that may we experience him as our own essential, real, true, actual self. These are the prayers when we do every day, then we will be reminded of who are existing, who are the higher powers, whom we have to tune and in what way. That makes our spiritual journey productive and towards fulfilling. Having done these two salutations, before we take up our second shloka, third chapter of Aitareya Upanishad, continuation of Paramatma alone expressing as Antakarna and its moods, and yet pure Paramatma alone is to be identified for the moksha. We are discussing this topic. Before that, a simple thoughts as we do every day, one or the other things. All these five things in our life are very difficult only. But then, as an Adhyatmika sadhaka, we have to ensure that these are achieved by us. And the process always is slow and steady, and what demands is patience and perseverance. Patience say, perseverance say, slowly, steadily, we have to do all these five, which we very, very frequently listen. First one is what? Keeping the world away from us, keeping ourselves away from the world. You know, because the world is delusory, getting lost in it is in getting lost from Paramatma also. But how tough it is, isn't it? To keep it away or to keep ourselves away from it for so many reasons. Even in the present, the wisdom is there, yet the prarabdha prevails and pushes us into the worldliness. But then there's no way. We have to find the techniques The biggest technique is of the prayer to the Lord. All of them we have to use to be able to keep away from the world, keeping the world away in our heart. In world, Vyavahara may be there, but minimum, bare minimum. You know, bare minimum involvement. Because the world, in whatever the way we involve, even on the name of Dharma, on the name of Seva, still we are believing the world is real. Still we are involving in it. Slightest carelessness there, those things create the karma phalas one side, the vasanas the other side. Then, even though we deserve the moksha, otherwise because of sadhana, but still because of these karma samskaras and prarabdhas, our moksha will be delayed. That much dangerous is this world for a sadhaka of the truth. Therefore, keeping it away is a challenge, but little by little we have to do. Second thing is inevitable, but very, very tough is what? Preparing ourselves sadhana vardi. You know, which is the toughest of all. Preparing ourselves sadhana vardi, in which our outer equipments are not troubling us, the sharira, prana, indriya, and then inner equipments are fully mastered by us of mana buddhi. This preparation is again a toughest thing. And this prakriti, you know, for various many of the lives of different lives lived by us, none of them leave us. All of them will ruthlessly attack us. They won't spare us. Even if we claim and say, तो मैं तो अब साधक बना हूँ, ओ प्रकृति मुझे थोड़ा बस बख्शो छोड़ो, कहेंगे नहीं, if you are sadhak, how do we care it? We will give you what you owe or deserve. है ना? To rectify ourselves, only some 10 lives it takes to clean ourselves, purify ourselves. Then, no, the second thing of making us qualified. In that include all Viveka Vairagyadi Sadhana Chatushtaya Sampada. We have to prepare. He alone is Adhikari for Moksha Sadhana and Moksha Prapti. How tough it is, you know. From everywhere we are attacked at this level of our preparedness. Suddenly some ragas come, some deshas come, some of the other attachments to the world or things, beings, or some desires of enjoying this or that. ये सहारा कुछ ना कुछ फंसाता ही रहता है हमको. That's why, apart from other than after keeping the world away, ourselves becoming or making ourselves sadhana vardi, preparing ourselves, purifying ourselves is a toughest sadhana. And in that also, gathering the ability to visualize subtle things, the ability of retaining or memorizing what is heard, the maintenance of inspiration all the time, maintaining or remembering the want, the desire of Paramatma, ये सारे हमारा अंदर के तैयारियां also is very tough. We are seeing that. Now you see how many years we are sitting every day. But how much of the preparation has happened if we see. शुरुआत भी करने नहीं दे रहा हमको. अंदर की प्रकृति, बाहर के outer responsibilities. Let me prepare for sadhana. We are not given chance. Go through the prarabdha. It includes everything. Physical diseases से लेकर all sorts of involvements, requirements. They all won't allow. Acha, you want to prepare to be a sadhak? Let us see after 10 lives. ऐसा. Second thing is very, very tough. Third one is knowing and putting ourselves in doing the Adhyatmic sadhana. of the Shravanam, the Mananam, the Dhyanam ityadi. Shravanam good, we are succeeding in it. That also I to owe it to the grace of Guru Parampara and the Paramatma. Only in that we are able to at least do the first and foremost and minimum thing called as opening the Shastra, trying to see what it is indicating as goal means. A minimum है हम कर रहे हैं, thank God. But the other things of Mananam, Nididhyasanam, Dhyanam, so doing these sadhanas again on the regular basis is again another tough challenge every sadhaka will have to conquer. अगर किसी को हो रहा है, if you see that how many lives that person sadhaka jiva must be struggling for it to be able to begin sadhana. Third point. The fourth one is what? Continuing sadhana consistently till the goal is reached. In that, because of the time factor, in between any number of interruptions, distractions, violence can come. What sort of things they come, we can't say. So many people, though have become qualified, know the sadhana and are doing it to a long period of time they did it, yet the Maya will not leave them. Some way or the other it attacks. So he just gives up in between the sadhana, not able to do till the goal is achieved. The fourth one. करते रहना फल सफलता मिलने तक. The goal of touching the self. Obviously, the last and fifth one is establishing in that self alone, fully, completely rooted in that I am that and that alone. For all what we are explaining, good references are in our Rubhu Gita chanting in the evening. That whole text is making us do all these exercises only. Good and lucky we are if at least the literal meaning of those shlokas we are understanding while chanting. Or sometime like a prose, we just will explain the meaning one shloka for 15-20 seconds like that. It can give an idea. Maybe definitely this Rumagita will have second round of chanting in our classes because of the importance of the matter in it. Subject matter. Very powerful, important. That time we will see. Maybe giving 10 minutes more. Those 20-30 slokas which we are chanting will give a literal meaning. It can be a meditation also. So, establishing in it fully rooted is the fifth one. First one is keeping away the world, keeping away from the world. Second one is preparing ourselves to be worthy of sadhaka. Where is Vairagya? Where is Viveka? And so, सारे तैयारियां. Third one is knowing and starting to do the sadhana. Starting trouble जबरदस्त होता है, करने नहीं देता स्टार्ट. है ना. इन द ओल्ड टाइम ऑल इंस्ट्रूमेंट्स, रेडियो का हो, पंखा का हो, गाड़ी टू व्हीलर का हो, होता ही नहीं स्टार्ट. पर एक बार हुआ तो गुड, इट गोज फॉर सम डिस्टेंस. इतना किक मार मार के कितना हो चेस्ट पेन होता था, देखा आपने, याद है. द ओल्ड एमरेटस एंड ऑल स्कूटर्स, वेस्पास अब तो नहीं हो. स्टार्टिंग ट्रबल कहते हैं. थर्ड वन. फोर्थ वन इज डूइंग दैट करेक्ट ड्यू साधनास till the goal is reached. Very tough it is also. थक जाते हैं, उम्र हो जाता है. Powerful vasanas may upsurge. Some outer obstacles can come. Oh, inexplicable. साथ बीच में, as Arjuna asks in the 6th chapter, prarabdha may be so strong that in between only we may have to leave the life body. Then till next Adhyatmika sadhana wala sharira with the opportunity मिलने से पहले we may have to go through many lives depending on our various prarabdha, which are all unseen, but the probabilities are there. Till the goal is reached, ability consistently to do sadhana. The last one is establishing in that sadhya. I am that experience of the pure self. So these are the things all the time we have to remember. And in this, the two very essential things are, one is our mindfulness regarding all the time we are doing what we are doing, and see to it that whether it is food, whether it is our entertainments, whether it is our meeting the people, places going, books reading, we have to be very careful that none of these are contradictory to our spiritual sadhya sadhana. Taking these things for granted and involving in them and struggling so much in bringing back our faculties to the sadhana. This childishness we have to grow from. ये तो बचपना है, बाहर आना है उससे, to become mature. The maturity is reducing all these self-created distractions to zero level, bare minimum. Very essential, isn't it? Like example, exhausting all vitalities, energies by indulging in the world through senses and body. We want to do sadhana. कैसा होगा? So to sending our mind, intellect into the world and creating so many vasanas, impressions, likes, dislikes, agitations and restlessnesses. Then I want to deeply study Shastra, meditate on the truth said. How can it be possible? So therefore, a lot of sacrifice it requires, but there is no way. Because what we are aiming at is the highest divine most. Experience of Brahman and getting moksha. So keeping that highest goal in mind, how much ever these sacrifices may appear to be painful, bigger, we should be able to doing it. Just like the Jiva. In his path of evolution, how the Lord pushes him out of this body. Only one reason because of which Lord pushes this Jiva out of the bodies to give him chance for evolution further. But at that time of living body, how many things this Jiva is forced to give up? He can't stay. Wife, husband, children, house, bangla, gadi, property, on how many things he had though he has ownership. But then he'll have to leave and go. Like yesterday we have seen, today, tomorrow we are seeing Mahaprasthanam of Ram. When the time of going comes, he'll have to give up the entire Ayodhya, Nagari, this, that. Isn't it? So our abilities, our talents, our professions, सबसे important है ना, our positions. It's not that somebody is a minister है, MPL है, PM है, president है. Therefore, the Lord saves that person and lives to live here continuously. ऐसा नहीं होता. He may be राजा, महाराजा, सम्राट, करोड़पति, कोई भी हो. Very famous artist, talented person, so worker, contributor. No one is spared for any reason. They have to sacrifice it, leave body and go. That is how the evolutions happen. That is an example. Keeping that in mind, we should also know that the first thing we have to learn is keeping away these things, sacrifices, for achieving the five things we are talking about. Then the second one is relentless prayer to the Lord in any and every and all forms. मेरे से नहीं हो रहा है भगवान, साधना कराई. नहीं हो रहा है, कहाँ हो रहा है हमको बताओ. We are struggling, but we are not doing anything or achieving anything. Why did we thoroughly study Shastra? contemplate, meditate. Where is it happening? मुझे तो नहीं हो रहा, आपको हो रहा होगा. So Ishvara Anugraha is the only way, because he is the one so infinitely powerful. He can set right and readjust our prakriti personality conducive for sadhana. उनके अंदर ही बाजी वो शक्ति ताकत जादू है. If he wills greatest sadhaka also, he can make him a pakka samsari. And a greatest samsari, worst samsari, he can make him as great sadhaka. ईश्वर में वो शक्तियाँ है. That's why he's called Ishwar. So we can pray to him. These two things when we do, becoming aware of entire day, seeing that no more that childishness of involving in those things which are contradictory to our own spiritual sadhana evolution. That calls for sacrifice. We have to accept it. करना पड़ेगा. So to Hey Ishvara, put me on the path. Give me the strength. Give me the clarity. Make me walk. Push me from here. Pull me from there. See to it that I reach you experience. Actually, बापरे. The struggle of the true Adhyatmic sadhaka, nobody can understand. बापरे. Depending on his stage. From whatever stage, karte, he becomes refined, purified. At the refined level, then sadhana start becoming lesser difficult. Total refinement, lot of experience of many lives happen, then it will be less difficult. One is able to do it. But still, you'll have to hold on that path and the goal without forget. May all these things happen in us by grace of God. Om, 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 Om Sahana Vavadu, Sahanau Bhunaktu, Sahaviryam Karavavahai, Tejasvinavadhitamastu, Ma Vidvishavahai, Om Shanti Shanti Shanti, Om Namo Brahmadibhyo, Brahma Vidya Sampradaya Kartrubhyo, Om ऋषिभ्यो Mahadbhyo, नमो गुरुभ्यः. ओम निधये सर्वविद्यानां विषजे भवरोगिणां गुरवे सर्वलोकानां दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः. ओम शंकरं शंकराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः. एरिमे गुरुभिः पूर्वं पदवाक्यप्रमाणतः व्याख्याताः सर्ववेदान्ताः तान् नित्यं प्रणतोऽस्म्यहं. श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानामालयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादशङ्करं लोकशङ्करं. भवता जनता सुहिता भविता निजबोधविचारणचारुमते कलयेश्वरजीवविवेकविदं भवशङ्करदेशिकमे शरणम्. ब्रह्मानन्दं परमसुखदं केवलं ज्ञानमूर्तिं द्वन्द्वातीतं गगनसदृशं दत्तमस्यादिलक्ष्यम्. एकं नित्यं विमलमचलं सर्वधी साक्षिभूतं भावातीतं त्रिगुणरहितं सद्गुरुं तन्नमामि. परब्रह्मणे श्रुतिमात्रे समस्त ब्रह्मविद्याचार्येभ्यो ऋषिभ्यो मुनिभ्यो गुरुभ्यो देवताभ्यो नमः. श्री ऐतरेय उपनिषदः आचार्येभ्यो नमः. अस्मद्गुरुभ्यो नमः. सत्येषां सर्वेषां कृपानुग्रहेण उपनिषदुक्त ब्रह्मात्मैक्यबोध पुराणेतिहासोक्त भगवद्भागवत दर्शन सनातनधर्मस्य वैदिक हिन्दव संस्कृतेः पुनरुत्थान जागरण विश्वव्याप्ति विश्व आध्यात्मिक प्रगति एकता शांति कल्याण पुरोभिवृद्ध्यर्थं ये साधकाः भक्ताः सेवकाः अस्मिन् धर्म संस्थापन कार्ये कंकणबद्धाः अस्माकं सह तेषां सर्वेषां पूर्णायुरारोग्यादि प्राप्ति श्रद्धा शक्त्यादि प्राप्ति शत्रुविघ्न निर्मूलन द्वारा धर्म संस्थापन कार्ये दिग्विजयार्थम अनेक शास्त्राणाम अध्ययन साधना प्रयत्न मध्ये श्री ऋग्वेदांतर्गत ऐतरेयोपनिषदः पारायणम् आद्यशंकर भाष्य समेत अध्ययन प्रयत्नं साधना प्रयत्नं वयं सर्वे करिष्यामहे। ॐ मनस्तावदमशान्त्यै यस्य पादनखच्छटा शरदिन्दुनिभा भाति तं वन्दे नीलचिन्मणिम्। ओमत श्री ऋग्वेदान्तर्गत ऐतरेयोपनिषद शान्तिमन्त्रः। ॐ वाङ् मे मनसि प्रतिष्ठिता मनो मे वाचि प्रतिष्ठितम् आविराविर्म एधि वेदस्य माणेस्तः श्रुतं मे मा प्रहासीः अनेनाधीतेनाहोरात्रान् सन्ददामि ऋतं वदिष्यामि सत्यं वदिष्यामि तन्मामवतु तद्वक्तारमवत्वतु माम् अवतु वक्तारमवतु वक्तारम्। ॐ शान्तिः शान्तिः शान्तिः। पारायणम् अथ द्वितीयोऽध्यायः। ॐ पुरुषे हवा अयमादितो गर्भो भवदे यदेतद् रेतः तदेतत् सर्वेभ्यः अङ्गेभ्यः तेजः सम्भूतम् आत्मनि एव आत्मानं बिभर्ति तद्यदा स्त्रियां सिञ्चति कथयेन जनयति तदस्य प्रथमं जन्म तत्स्त्रिया आत्मभूयं गच्छति यथा स्वम् अङ्गं तथा तस्मात् येनां न हिनस्ति सा अस्य एतमात्मानम् अत्र गतं भावयति सा भावयित्री भावयितव्या भवति तं स्त्रीगर्भं बिभर्ति सः अग्रे एव कुमारं जन्मनः अग्रे अधिभावयति स यत्कुमारं जन्मनः अग्रे अधिभावयति आत्मानम् एव तद्भावयति येषां लोकानां सन्तत्या एवं सन्तता हि इमे लोकाः तदस्य द्वितीयं जन्म सहस्ययमात्मा पुण्येभ्यः कर्मभ्यः प्रतिधीयते अतस्यायमितर आत्मा कृतकृत्यो वयोगतः प्रएति स इतः प्रयन्नेव पुनर्जायते तदस्य तृतीयं जन्म तदुक्तं ऋषिणा गर्भेण सन् अन्वेषाम् अवेदम् अहं देवानां जनिमानि विश्वा शतं मा पुर आयसीः अरक्षन्नदः शेनो जवसा निरदीयम् इति गर्भे एव एतत् शयानः वामदेवः एवमुवाच स एवं विद्वान् अस्मात् शरीरभेदात् ऊर्ध्व उत्क्रम्य अमुष्मिन् स्वर्गे लोके सर्वान् कामान् आप्त्वा अमृतः समभवतु। ॐ शान्तिः शान्तिः शान्तिः। ओमथ तृतीयोऽध्यायः द्वितीयो मन्त्रः यदेतद् हृदयं मनः च एतत् संज्ञानम् आज्ञानं विज्ञानं प्रज्ञानं मेधा दृष्टिः धृतिः मतिः मनीषा ज्योतिः स्मृतिः संकल्पः क्रतुः असुः कामः वशः इति सर्वाणि एव एतानि प्रज्ञानस्य नामधेयानि भवन्ति. So the subject under discussion is various modifications of the antahkarana. This antahkarana also is expression of the self, yet can't be identified as the self for moksha. Then who is the one with whom we have to identify for the moksha? Is to whom are all these antahkarana modifications further becoming indriyas, and through indriya the perceptions of the world all are belonging to or received by. Who is the upalabdha of all these upalabdhavya antakarana modification and the perceptions of the senses? Who is the upalabdha? Who is the one who is obtaining all of them without himself modifying, without himself identifying with them, just becoming upalabdha? That upalabdhurtva is called as witness, sakshi. Who is sakshat ikshate? Isn't it? From the senses standpoint, we came to mind level. It is one mind which is coordinating between various sense perceptions of sense organs, along with the abilities of sense organs. But mind also has so many emotions, modes. Just now we are studying that subject only. Who is the one who is becoming aware of all of them without himself going through any of those modifications? If someone is going through them, he is Jiva. Jiva Atma is not the Atma. We have to identify for the moksha. That anyway we are doing so far and getting bound and suffering. Some Upalabdha is there. He is said as the Brahman, Purusha. For him, all this. For him, how? He just become witness. So, in other simple words, Sakshi Atma we have to become. We have to identify with the Sakshi who is witnessing all of them. Not identify those modifications of Antakarana. Once with the Sakshi Bhava, identifying becomes stronger in us by our effort, then who is this Sakshi? What is this Sakshi? In that inquiry, we discover that to be Shuddha Satchidananda. At that time, the Sakshitva also goes away because the Drushti is on his own self, not on the outer things. Only with regard to the outer things, that is called as Sakshi. दृश्य को लेकर ही दृष्टा कहते हैं, ज्ञेय को लेकर ही ज्ञाता कहते हैं. When there is no drishya, how can he be drashta? When there is no gneya, he is not a jnata. So too, there is nothing for the sakshya, things to be seen. His identity is also is no more of sakshi. Then what is he? When he is inquiring about himself, he discovers himself to be Shuddha Chaitanya Paramatma. That is what is the journey to be undertaken. That Paramatma, pure consciousness in this Upanishad is called as Prajnanam. Therefore, Prajnanam Brahma. So that Prajnanam only in one condition is Antakarana. That Antakarana alone is another conditioning, so many modes of the Antakarana. Therefore, if you remove the Antakarana from between, what are all these modes? Nothing but same pure conscious Paramatma as if named. That is why Prajnanasya Namadeyani Bhavanti will come in the end of this shloka or next shloka. इसमें ही बताया. It's only naming. So if we can focus attention on the one who is seeing all of them, then all these various modifications of Antakarana we transcend and we discover ourselves. So these Adhunathana, Jignasus, Mumukshus, Viragins, in their inquiry of which self to be identified, categorically, specifically, unambiguously, undoubtedly. It is the one who is witnessing all these modifications of Antakarana we have to identify with. So, a sadhaka, having known this, he develops the trick technique and understanding that therefore, any emotions come, any vrittis come Antakarana, instead of getting identified with them and becoming jiva and suffering, see to whom they are all reporting to. That training, if we give to ourselves, that knack, if we develop, then every mood of the Antakarana becomes a helping means or aid for us to recognize the self. That's the meaning of yatra yatra mano yati tatra tatra samadaya. So I got an anger mood. So becoming angry is the jiva lakshana and doing the abusing or fighting outside the samsari. साधक क्या करेगा? अच्छा एंगर आया, instead of carried away with anger, he says, who is the one who is watching this anger, witnessing this anger? Arrival of it, stationary, staying of it, as long as it is staying, going away. His focus will be on that. With every of this effort, Detaching from these moods because we are not carried away by them is achieved detachment from them. Then, because of repeated recognizing this Chaitanya Atma, it becomes more familiar to us. Little later on, the means in between of the Antakarana Vrittis may slowly the requirement of them gets reduced. With our own willingness and choice, we can remain in conscious self. Reference की जरूरत नहीं, अब reference चाहिए. When I get attachment or love, it's an emotion. To whom it belongs to, who is watching it. So to the Sangnyanam, Ajnanam, Vijnanam, Prajnanam, all of them. They're all in Antakarna Vrittis. Generally, in our inadvertence and urgency and ignorance, we identify with them. When anger comes, I become angry. When prema comes, I become premi. This is samsara. This is what is jiva bhava. But when I know that to whom, who is the upalabdha, for whose upalabdhi hetu, all these are coming and going. And that upalabdha and this jiva upalabdha, फर्क क्या है? In the jiva upalabdha, he identifies with it. And he himself as if goes through those experiences. The trick that Maya is there. If you identify, you go through that experience. Like if you identify with the snake seen by the mind, you will experience the fear because with snake there is a fear. You can avoid it. Like the mind has got the prema vritti. If you identify with it, you become premi. And that you try to give love, take that love. Then accordingly you are happy or miserable. आइडेंटिफाई करने से ये होता है ऐसा रूल है वहां बट आइडेंटिफाई करो ऐसा रूल नहीं है इट इज आवर चॉइस वी कैन जस्ट बी अ विटनेस नॉन आइडेंटिफायर सो द जीवा आइडेंटिफाइज sadhaka tries to not identify with these emotions but he is trying to identify that being who is watching them but not identifying. This is called sadhana. Same thing in yoga darshanam is called as prakriti purusha sanyoga se viyoga. प्रकृतिस्थः पुरुषः प्रकृतिजान गुणान भुंक्ते कारणम गुण संगः गीता. Somehow if the purusha detaches himself from the prakriti then he is liberated and that effort of detaching is called viveka khyati. That will come when the jnana is pakka, that will come when the antakarna is shuddha, that will happen when we do ashtanga yoga ityadi in the yoga bhasha. Same is here also. This is what the thing we have to understand and practice we have to do of not getting carried either by the various emotions of the antakarana or various perceptions of the sense organs or various presence of the objects outside. So objects are there, perceived by me, creating emotions in me. In any one of them we get identified, we are suffering samsari jiva. That is why in the Druk Drusha Veka, Rupam Drishyam Lochanam Druk Tat Drishyam Druktu Manasam Drusyaha Devruttayaha Sakshi Drugeva Natu Drishyate. दृक स्वरूप इतना ये थॉट नया लगेगा शुरू में हंसेंगे हम इम्पॉसिबल लगेगा बट लिटिल बाय गिविंग चांस व्हेन वी start doing it, getting the glimpses, we ourselves will be surprised. Arey, this is what the reality, this is where is the moksha, this is where is the bliss, this is where is infinitude. I was neglecting it. Like some great people in our life. We never contact them because of our own mind's notions. Somehow, some contact started happening. Then we recognize how good, great we are. They are. Then we feel, अरे इतने दिन से मैंने इतने अच्छे बंदे को क्यों छोड़ा? Isn't it? It happens with the people, with some practices, even some eatables, such a tasty, energetic food. Just because one thought I don't like it. I don't touch it for years together. Someday somebody forces us to take. When you take it, then you find how tasty it is. यार, I was missing it only for such a long time. कोई कोई लोग मूर्ख होते हैं. They just decide not to take some things. Just like other मूर्ख, they can't be without those addictions. अरे आम का फल खाओ रे बोले तो बोलते नहीं खाऊंगा. अरे सच्चे मीठा आम हूँ बेवकूफ. लाइफ लॉन्ग ही डिनाइज. जस्ट ईगो ओनली. Likes, dislikes. One beautiful fruit is gone away from his life. Children do this nonsense a lot. They have strong likes, dislikes. Children and oldies. बीच वाले मजबूरन है. They can't have choice. Child, if he likes the chocolate, he should be given. And in that brand he wants, you should give it. Any other give, he will not take. You force him, he will not eat. Biscuit चाहिए, that he'll have. Other thing you give, how much were great, good, wonderful quality, cost, taste. I want that. He's a Dhritarashtra type. If Dhritarashtra has upnowed Pandavas, how wonderful they would have taken care of him. Anyway, they also don't have father, died. तो इतना already देख रहे हैं, in spite of his राक्षसत्व, धृतराष्ट्र का मूर्खता, they were taking care. But he will not change his mind. बस मेरे बच्चे. It has no logic. They are born to you, yes, okay. And these are not born to you. ठीक है, that's understood. But how does it matter? Why should it affect in the ability of acknowledging the love of Pandavas and kicking the Duryodhana for his nonsense? But he will not accept that. That's the Dhritarashtra. We also were denying this taste of Paramatma. Once you start getting it, then we say, यही तो है जो हम चाह रहे थे. We always think the life is in identifying with the antakarna modifications and sense perceptions and this getting establishing in some relation with the things of the world and involve in them. यही जिंदगी है ऐसा. Like the science. If he has not started science, आज के जितने डिस्कवरीज हैं इम्पॉसिबल होते थे. And every discovery is unimaginable few hundreds of years back. What to talk of taking off that flight of so many thousands of tons size against the Earth's gravitational pull and moving in the air for such a long distance and landing. ये तो miracle ही है. A medicine curing the body. A pistol से बुलेट जाकर उतना दूर लगेगा. Everything, the highest of the surprise in today's world is the technology, IT wala, this communication system of talking to someone thousands of kilometers away, right now talking and seeing him is also impossible it is. But बंदा रुक जाता तो ये all these invent नहीं होते थे. They're all there in the प्रकृति. Scientist is going on. अब आगे 20-30-40 साल में क्या क्या आने वाले हैं, we don't know. Human beings themselves will start flying now. Almost personal charters आ गए हैं. So the next stage is only this, flying cars. They're all there in the Prakriti, but somebody should will to discover, inquire and discover. In the same way, spiritual truth is very much there, giving us liberation. Willingly, we have to try for it. And when you try and start getting the taste, then you feel कि this is the real one. Till that time, toughness, difficulties, distractions, temptations, excuses, justification, ये सारे झेलना ही पड़ता है, जीतना ही पड़ता है. By the way. Okay. Now, prajnasya namadhyana bhavanti. These are all the antakarna vrittis which are there for the sakshi. What are they? Half of them we saw, almost 60%. We have seen sangnyanam, the ability to know, ajnanam, the ego, the ajna karna, vijnanam, we have seen Narayana. Vijnanam is all the variety of kalas, arts. Prajnanam is the sense of being aware, to take good decisions, to have clear understanding. That is called as prajnanam. Medha is retention power. Drushti is ability to see the world of everything through the sense organs. Dhruti ही उत्तम भरम करना शरीर और इंद्रियों को when they give up, when they are tired, but the work has to be accomplished. That is dhruti. In other words, sharira and indriyas always want to be lazy. Then, to whatever the extent one has a dhruti, to that extent he gives up that laziness portion and does some work. So मेरा धृति 2% है. So 2% laziness को साइड पे रखकर, which is natural to the body and senses, I do 2% of some work. If my dhruti is 99%, then 99% I give up laziness and do the uttam bhanam of senses and body and work. That's called a dhruti, which is very essential, especially when we have to do our duties and sadhanas. Bhog ke time, Sharira and Indriyas are the first one to be awakened and to be expressing their readiness. Like our own children, right? पिकनिक ले जाओ, सिनेमा ले जाओ, शॉपिंग, फर्स्ट तैयार होके जाके कार में बैठेगा वो. टेल हिम टू कम टू सत्संग, ही विल नॉट कम. टेल हिम एनी अदर वर्क टू डू, स्टडी, वेरी बोरिंग. धुरति ही. देन we say next one, mati hi. Mati is mananam, contemplation, conditional contemplation. Manisha is on that mati, having the authority, having the pakad on that. Up to this we saw yesterday. Narayana. Manisha tatra swatantriyam. I know unbiased mananam, pure mananam is Manisha. When you have this, no, spiritually we will be able to understand, see the truth or the reality without much difficulty. If we have Manisha, same Manisha if we have in the world, we'll be able to know what is dharma, adharma, what is satya, asatya, what is true and untrue, pakka perfectly. What is good or bad, what is punya or papa, what is useful or useless. An unbiased mind knows it. That's called Manisha, worldly Manisha. Spiritual Manisha mein he is easily able to comprehend the presence and all pervasive presence of subtle, pure conscious self, which is not so easy for those who don't have that Manisha. Manana mein swatantrata. Mati is Mananam. The swatantrata in that is Manisha. Mananam means thinking, inquiring, what to eat. At the level of Mati, what to eat thinking leads to a decision of eating that which you like, which you tasted. But when you do the Manisha wala thinking, Manisha also Mananam only. At that time, you don't decide to eat that which you liked or gave tasty, but which is good for the health and body. Isn't it? That's called Manisha. In Mati, you decide to go and meet this friend. In Manisha, you'll meet only that friend. Meeting whom helps really grow. You don't meet a friend because you like to meet him. You meet a friend because that is beneficial. Manisha. Even in the world also. That is why the political parties, because of Manisha, they come together even though they are rivals otherwise. The rivalry parties Mati. They keep aside. Manisha, कि हम मिलकर दूसरे को हरा सकते हैं. So they come together. That is a Manisha ability and required. Whoever are doing it, they are sustaining. It's not a spiritual Manisha, but it is working there also. We have proved. Two countries, enemies in many fronts, but keeping that away, they try to become friendly. Manisha. Like the India meeting, the Indian MEA meeting the Maldives counterparts, trying to sort it out. वो लोग कहते नहीं आप अपने आर्मी को पहले ले ले. I don't know the whole issue. I have not gone through. Manisha. Like some parties. See that narrow mind. They don't have Manisha. For in the immediate thing, whether gain is there or not, but future में gain होगा. For what? They are avoiding to go to Ram Mandir. अबे जाओ ना. Keep away your politics and all. Go as an invitee. You are invited. You are a devotee. अब जाओ. For the restriction of the number, they called few. Because from every field who have worked for it, who deserve it, they are called. तो उतने को सबको नहीं बुला सकते पूरे देश को. अब जिनको बुलाया, keep your party and all away and go and have darshan of Bhagwan Ram, which will be invoking Ram's grace in future. उनके कृपा से अकल तो आएगा. हाँ, वो they are denying. एक को देकर दूसरा, they don't want to go. अब such a divine Ram Mandir is happening, they are going, not going. प्रजा मूर्ख नहीं होना चाहिए. Don't select them. Don't elect them. Today going to Ram Mandir becomes a base for them tomorrow to support Ram Mandir. Today not going will support them to deny or go against Ram Mandir tomorrow. इन्हीं में से औरंगजेब निकलेगा ना. So you should not elect them till they go to Ram. Very subtle things they are all. Isn't it? देखो कोई महाब्रह्म ज्ञानी है, उनको राम मंदिर बने ना में फर्क नहीं पड़ता. सोटू परम नास्तिक है, उसको भी फर्क नहीं पड़ता. ठीक है, बन रहे हैं, so many temples are already there, isn't it? But then those who have worked for it, those who are devotees, उनके लिए विशेष importance है. But one is invited, go. If going is Manisha there, inviting also is Manisha, so that there is no in future the wrong thing written in the texts that they are not invited, etc. नहीं, सबको बुलाया. Very clear. I'm just talking about the Manisha. Next one we saw the Jyoti Chetasa Ruja Adi Dukkhitva Bhavaha. So in the Chitta there is Dukkha because of the Sharira Roga or any of the monetary loss or humiliation or insult from someone or some bereavements, isn't it? मन में दुख होता है कि somebody very close died. Few months, few years that dukkha goes on. That's called jyoti. Or body is always having some or the other ailment, or as long as it is there, there is a dukkha, that is a jyoti. So too, people whom we have trusted, they cheated. Unbearable pain it is in the chitta. मैंने सोचा ही नहीं वो मुझे ऐसा धोखा देगा. That also runs for many many months, years, not beyond years. एक दो साल के बाद घाव कम हो जाता है, पूरा नहीं जाता होगा. 5-6 साल के बाद तो unless you pull it and do the natak, no dukkha remains. 5 years, 6 years ka. Very rarely it may be little bit, but time has such a healing power, by the way. So dhana lasu, jana lasu, mana lasu, arogya lasu. When these happen, that dukkha happening in the chitta is called jyoti. Okay, that also is a antakarana vritti, and I am aware that my mind is dukhi at this time. Identify with that awareness. This is what the conclusion these adhunatana sadhakas have come to. So these are all they are referring only to have the data information reference ready, that when these things happen, know that they are vrittis, we should not identify with them, our identity should be with the Paramatma. वो कराने के लिए हमको सैंपल के तौर पर all these modifications the Shruti Mata is telling, etc., etc. It's not a full list, remember. It is a list, good list, but not complete list. Then next comes Smrutihi. Smriti is Smaranam. है ना. Smaranam is which we do. अपने आप जो आता है वो because of expression of vasanas. But Smriti is where we put effort to remember. Okay? Our kartavyas we remember, our friends, relatives we remember, like शादी है घर में बेटी का, तो use the स्मृति कि किन किन को बुलाना है. That type of thing called smriti, memory. अनुभूत विषय असंप्रमोषः स्मृतिः योग दर्शन सूत्र, if you remember. प्रमाण विपर्य निद्रा विकल्प स्मृतयः, प्रमाण विपर्य विकल्प निद्रा स्मृतयः पंचवृत्तयः. अनुभूत विषय असंप्रमोषः स्मृतिः, memory. That also is thought. How these all antakaranas functioning, it itself is a world of wonders. Having so many sankalpas, prompting us to take some decisions and actions. क्या मजा आजा चल रहा है कि नहीं, अंत ये सब सोचने से ना आश्चर्य ही आश्चर्य. बट द ब्यूटी इज, सी यस्टरडेज प्रभु गीता में तो even all of them are the pure self only. But if in this way the self identified, it's a bondage. कल का प्रभु गीता में सब आए थे. सो स्मृति ही मेमोरी हो गया. स्मरण, इट कैन बी द मंत्रों का स्मरण हो, रिलेशंस का स्मरण हो, कर्तव्यों का स्मरण हो, अनुभवों का स्मरण हो. ऑल ऑफ दिस आर वृत्त्यात्मक. दे ऑल अगेन आर reported to the pure conscious self only, but the self conscious self doesn't identify with them. If identification happens, he has become jiva. Next one is what? Sankalpaha. What is Sankalpaha? Shukla Krishna Adi Bhavena Sankalpanam Rupadinam. Doing the Sankalpa of the Rupas forms Shukla Krishna Adi in the colors of Shukla, the white, Krishna, black, etc. Not an object outside seen with the eyes, a black object, white object. No. We are talking about the Antakarna Vrittis here. Therefore, in the Antakarna, the Sankalpa of colors. Like कौन सा कलर पेंट करना है दीवार पे, तो यू डू संकल्प इन द माइंड ना. लाइट पिंक लुक्स टू बी गुड, और लाइट ग्रीन, और लाइट ब्लू इज सेट टू बी गुड फॉर द आईज. ब्लू एंड ग्रीन. वेयर इज अ कलर यू हैव नेवर बॉट इट और नॉट पुट, बट मन में हो रहा है कि नहीं. और शेप्स, संकल्प ऑफ द शेप, हाउ द हाउस हैज टू बी. यू जस्ट इमेजिन कि इस तरह से होना है एंट्री, लिफ्ट्स यहाँ होना है, गेस्ट रूम्स शुड बी देयर, and it should be duplex type or 3 floor. What is that? आकारों का संकल्प मन में हो रहा है. That is called sankalpa. So रूपा आदिना sankalpanam, shapes. Shapes, shape of the car you want, है ना, ऑर्डर दे के बनवाएंगे. शेप ऑफ आदि एनी अदर थिंग्स. रूप का कहो, शेप का कहो, संकल्प करना मन में. Like the greenery of the fields. You don't feel the fields to be in black color, red color. उसका संकल्प हरे रंग में ही होता है. आकाश, if you do sankalpa, you imagine it to be blue color. These are all sankalpas. In the same way, you remember your grandson. Sankalpa. Immediately his face comes in front. वो रूप है उनका. Somebody else's grandchild, you don't do sankalpa as yours. ये सब संकल्प हो गया. The next one, क्रतुः. क्रतुः is important thing. Is अध्यवसायः. अध्यवसाय means form decision. निश्चयात्मिका बुद्धि. It is also an intellectual vritti. Sometimes it is good also, sometimes it is bad also. When this kratu or adhyavasaya is for The vyasanas for the wrong habits, etc., they are destructive. Many people are there, मुझे ड्रिंक करना ही है, सिगरेट पीना ही है. That is the अध्यवसाय. निश्चय हो गया उनका, but not good. Some I take the bribe, someday I cheat only others. मैं तो करूंगा ही मिलावट. ये भी अध्यवसाय है, but not positive. The positive अध्यवसाय is come what may. I'll be honest. I'll be truthful. I'll be loyal. These are all the positive अध्यवसायस. He is my guru. Decide हो गया. I will follow him whatever he says. अध्यवसाय. I'm married. Throughout life, I'll take care of her or him. अध्यवसाय. They're my children. I'll see to it that they get settled in life. निश्चय हो गया. अध्यवसाय. I am a सनातन धर्मी. अध्यवसाय. ये वाला मेरा साधना है. अध्यवसाय. He is my guru. I am disciple. These are all positive adhyavasayas. I will do my exercise every day. Adhyavasaya. I will come to my Upanishad class without break. अध्यवसाय. क्रतुः कहते हैं उसको. इसलिए यज्ञ को भी क्रतु कहते हैं, क्योंकि देयर संकल्प इज टेकन एंड एज पर संकल्प द होल थिंग इज डन विदाउट एनी कॉम्प्रोमाइज. Like yesterday, the Adhyavasaya of one by one we are seeing. First, the Adhyavasaya of Rama. I want to go in the path Lakshmana went. Then the Adhyavasaya of Bharata. How can I be here? Wherever you are, I will be. Then the Adhyavasaya of the entire Praja. हम तो वहीं जाएंगे, नगर हो या वन हो, कुछ भी हो. We have seen the Adhyavasaya of Prajas. Then we saw the Adhyavasaya of the Shatrughna. निश्चय कह, don't give me up विशेषेण भक्तोस्मि. मेरा निरादरण तिरस्कार मत करिए. I am your bhakta. अध्यवसाय. Then the rikshas, the vanaras, the gopuchas, the bhallukas, everybody did adhyavasaya to go with Rama. Sugriva, I have put Angada as king, I have decided to go with you. Hanuman Vibhishana also had adhyavasaya, but their adhyavasaya is other. What it is, whatever Rama says, that we will do. So Rama told Vibhishana, as long as Prithvi is there, you will rule all these Rakshasas, is my order. Rama told Hanuman, be Chiranjeeva, do my work of saving my devotees, etc. जामवान को कहा, तुम्हारा लड़ाई होगा द्वापर युग में, अंत में, till that time रहो. उनका अध्यवसाय is to do what Rama says. क्रतुः, very good, it's required, positive things. That adhyavasaya, क्रतुः is another word called dhruti. Earlier it has come. And dhruti is after adhyavasaya. Adhyavasaya is nishchaya. Implementing that nishchaya is called dhruti. Kratuhu adhyavasaya. Then asuhu. Asuhu means prananadi jivana kriya nimitta vritti. Variety of the vrittis which are required for jivana continuation. Vritti means actions. That is prananadi, inhaling, exhaling, or the pranamaya kosha, when it expresses that hunger and having that food eaten, plan करके खाना बना के, ये सब माइंड में ही काम चल रहा है. So to protecting ourselves by making a house and staying in that, protecting from heat and cold, wearing the clothes, all these kriyas. The kriyas are done by karmendriya, but before that, it is a thought in the mind for one's own samrakshana, ऐसा करना वैसा करना. That is called aso. प्राणनादि जीवन क्रिया निमित्ता मानसिक वृत्ति. Even having a job for getting salary so that we can be alive. Every vritti, every thought which is for the jivana kriya, all of them are called kratuhu. Okay? Then next comes asuhu it is. Then comes kamaha. Kamaha, familiar to all of us. Ki asannihita vishaya akanksha trishna. The things which are not mine or not near to me, desiring them to be near to me or desiring them to be mine is called as kama. Isn't it? This is nearing to me means what? I want to go and see a pilgrim place or any of the places. Place cannot come, but I have desire to go and see it. Or the things and objects. This is not my house. I have to buy it. कार मेरा नहीं है मुझे अपना बनाना है. So which is either not near or not mine. Wanting it to be near me or I am near it or wanting it to be mine. That want is called kamaha. That also is a vritti of antakarana. Consciousness is illuminating that. That's it. Consciousness need not identify with them. Then two, three more are there. Then the conclusion, we'll just spare it for tomorrow. Okay? And then we take up the next mantra 4 also tomorrow itself. Third one. यहाँ रोक देते हैं इसको. ओम 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 पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते. ओम शांति शांति शांति. हरि ओम श्री गुरुभ्यो परम ऋषिभ्यो पर ब्रह्मणे श्रुति मात्रे तत्सत् ब्रह्मार्पणमस्तु. Shubham. See you tomorrow. Just 3 days for Ram Mandira. Today 19 Jan, 22nd Jan. Just celebrate that in the heart itself and also outside do best prayers for the happening of the whole event in a best manner. अभी चल रहा है. We are having class, yeah. Some mantra, some upasana, something is going on happening. So we are in that zone, in that vibration, becoming aware. If you are aware, no, even the 10 million light years distant thing also you can tune to. Awareness has that power. So by being aware of the event that's happening, let us participate also by praying and visualizing whatever is possible. Thank you. Jai Shri Ram.